Do not buy altcoins until you have fully watched this video. I know that the Bitcoin dominance chart does not look great at all, and I know that the Ethereum Bitcoin chart does look great as it's above its bull market support band, and the Bitcoin dominance is below its bull market support band. Hello everyone, my name is J1 General and welcome back to another cryptocurrency video. If you like this type of content, make sure you hit that like button, make sure you hit that subscribe button, as it always means a lot to me. And if you are a fan of cryptocurrency, I have a cryptocurrency shop where you can shop cryptocurrency products. I'll leave a link in the description down below so you can get 5% off. So without further ado, let's begin. In this video guys, I know that altcoins are looking very bullish at the moment because of the Bitcoin dominance breaking below its bull market support band, and it's currently trending there for the last couple of weeks. But I'm someone who likes to provide the other side of the argument because, well, this is crypto and anything can happen in crypto, and it's very easy to be hedonistic and to just follow one bias and forgetting the other side of the argument, even though it could be completely valid and could actually happen. So why are altcoins quite bullish at the moment? Well, as just previously mentioned, the Bitcoin dominance has broken below its bull market support band and it is currently stalling just underneath it. Yeah, the Bitcoin dominance has had a high of around 55.26%, but I believe that Bitcoin dominance has not reached its peak yet before the major bull market cycle. Another reason is because of the Ethereum Bitcoin pairing has bottomed out and it has broken above its bull market support band and is currently looking to backtest its own bull market support band. So just a couple of things that I want to mention in today's video to sort of make you understand why I'm still bullish on the Bitcoin dominance even though it's currently backtesting some lows. So without further ado, let's begin, and let's begin with a tool. And this tool you guys have probably seen before, and I'm not one to essentially use this tool and say that it's 100% given. I'm going to use a thesis behind why I believe that it is valid, but it is that Fibonacci tool. And if we take a look at last cycle guys, and we take it to the low of last cycle, you can see, and we've used this tool with the Bitcoin price chart and how we used the Fibonacci to understand that the 48k level is that 618 golden ratio and we should expect some type of reversal. It is the same for dominance, yeah, and it's the same for dominance with that 618 because last cycle the Bitcoin dominance chart topped out around that 618 level and it done so again before ultimately getting rejected and starting that crazy parabolic run that the altcoin market produced in the last bull market. If we take it for this cycle guys, and we take it from this high right here, and then we come to the lows of 2022, you can see that the 618 lies around 60%, which is this level right here. So do I think the Bitcoin dominance can reach 60%? Well, yes, most definitely. Do I think the Bitcoin dominance can retest its highs of 2020 and go up to 65+%? No, I don't think so. I think that the 60% is a real adjusted level for the Bitcoin dominance, and I do think we can get there. Yeah, allow me to back up my thesis. Yeah, because there is a narrative to support the Bitcoin dominance, and that is interest rates. So if we overlay this chart with interest rates, set a new price scale, make it look like this. Okay, great. You can see, yeah, you can see that last cycle the Bitcoin dominance first peaked out when the Fed cut rates for the first time. Yeah, when the Fed cut rates for the first time. If we take a look at the probability of when the Fed will cut rates for the first time this year, it will be likely in May. Yeah, all this time, you know, a few weeks ago it was likely to happen in March, but the market has conducted the probabilities and they believe that it's actually going to happen in May instead of March, but it is still likely to happen in March. Yeah, so let's just add a few lines here if I just get my trend line, if we mark out June, sorry, not June, if we mark out March, and it's around the 20th of March when they're going to have that meeting, and if we also mark out May, which is the 1st of May, if I just add it right here, yeah. So the Fed is expected to cut rates in one of these 2 months, yeah. And if the Bitcoin dominance last cycle peaked when the Fed cut rates for the first time, then we should expect something similar to happen. I know that something in the past might not allow something to happen in the future the same way it has done so, but the narrative behind this, and this is why I'm so adamant on this thesis, is because when the Fed has high interest rates, it constricts the economy. Yeah, some macroeconomics for you. It constricts the economy. So that means that liquidity is leaving the system as interest rates are going up. Yeah. And if liquidity is leaving the system, it applies to any sort of financial market. Yeah. The same thing happens in the S&P, where I'm sure you've seen this before, and all of the small companies that make up the S&P 500, all of the liquidity is leaving them and they're going into the Magnificent Seven, which is the top 7 companies that run the S&P 500 by market cap. Liquidity is leaving the higher risk plays and they're going into the low risk plays, just like in crypto. Yeah, the liquidity is leaving the higher risk altcoins and they're going into Bitcoin. That's just the way it goes. You know, when there is a constricting economy, liquidity leaves that economy. Yeah, and just like in financial markets, when there's a constricting economy, liquidity flows from the higher risk altcoins and they go into the lower risk altcoins. That's just the way it is. Another narrative that fits the bill is the Bitcoin halving. We all know that Bitcoin has this elusive halving every 4 years, and whenever the halving comes along, that is when the Bitcoin dominance will also look like to rise, because the spotlight has come back to Bitcoin. We've all seen with the Bitcoin spot ETF and how that increased the Bitcoin price, which also coincided with the Bitcoin dominance going up throughout the entirety of 2023 going into 2024. All eyes will be back on Bitcoin come April. So I'd say, which is a coincidence actually, because April is the Bitcoin halving and the Fed could cut rates in March or May. So there's a lot of confluence there with the rate cuts and the Bitcoin halving and the interest rates, and it just makes sense for the Bitcoin dominance to rise up to 60% before ultimately falling back down or gearing up for the new cycle. Yeah. Another chart I wanted to look at was the Ethereum Bitcoin chart, and we've made a separate video on this before, but I just want to quickly show you guys. One of the reasons as to why the Bitcoin dominance is struggling below its bull market support band is because ETH has just been on a tear in the last couple of weeks. But if we just quickly look and we analyze this very cyclical pattern, ETH, and we've discussed this before in prior videos, ETH always has this 1-2 punch, yeah, right here and right here. It also has this wick to the lows in between the 1-2 punch and right here, and then Ether then bounces against Bitcoin and then puts in a new low. Ether bounces against Bitcoin and then puts in a new low. Ether then bounces against Bitcoin and then puts in a new low. We know that Ethereum in the second half of the year, as discussed in my last video, does not perform well against Bitcoin. In the last 6 months of the year, Ethereum underperforms against Bitcoin in comparison to the first 6 months of the year. So we could see something along the lines of Ethereum holding out above its bull market support band for the first half of the year, but then in the second half of the year you can see that Ethereum may put in a new low towards that 0.04 range. This will then also coincide with the Bitcoin dominance rising, because Ethereum is like the index of altcoins. Yeah, if Ethereum is doing well against Bitcoin, you can kind of suggests that altcoins will also do well. But Ethereum is the mother of all altcoins, and Ethereum is underperforming against Bitcoin. You could expect altcoins to underperform severely as well. Another chart we could potentially look at is the total 3 and the total 2 market cap. This is total 2 actually, which excludes the Bitcoin market cap. It takes into consideration Ethereum market cap as well as all the other altcoins in the cryptocurrency asset class. You know, over the next few weeks or few months or so, you might be able to expect that the price can come back and test its own bull market support band, just like for total 3 if you do not class Ethereum as an altcoin. A lot of people do, a lot of people don't, because Ethereum is its blue chip and it holds its own within the cryptocurrency asset class. I wouldn't include it because even though Ethereum is the index for all altcoins, it's not an altcoin. Yeah, it's a blue chip crypto. It stood the test of time just like Bitcoin has, and we cannot compare Ethereum to other altcoins because that's just a violation to Ethereum. But if we just take a look at total 3 and just measure the price difference or how much price would need to decrease for total 3 to visit its bull market support band, and it's around 9 to 12%. But remember guys, the bull market support band is a lagging indicator, so as the weeks go on, these indicators will slowly be moving up as price over here is replacing price over here. That's just the way it is. So the longer the time goes, then the shorter percentage it will be for price to reach its bull market support band. So I think I've covered quite a bit there. Is there anything else I can really cover? I mean, it's quite confluent that the 618 Fibonacci is at 6%. Last cycle we hit that 618 before ultimately reversing. You have the interest rates, you have the Bitcoin halving narrative. Yes, you have altcoins doing well right now, but I do expect the Bitcoin dominance to keep its trend up and keep going up in the near short term. So that's it from me today guys. I hope you all enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, make sure you hit that subscribe button, as it always means a lot. And as always, it's been your boy J1 General. Thank you and goodbye.